We are live. I hope everybody can hear. Let me hear. Mic check, mic check. And I'm going to press play. There we go. All right. So tonight's topic, female personality traits. Yeah. Okay.
You showing the video first?
Well, this is the little video. It's just a little clip. It's not really a video.
Oh, I thought it was audio to go with that.
No.
What's up, Blueprint family? How you doing? Tonight we're going to be talking about female personality traits, female personality types, just like my wife had spoke about. So last night we talked about the male personality types, where you had of course, alpha, beta, delta, gamma, sigma, and I think that was all of it. Mm-hmm. And then tonight we had the same thing, but this time the female version of those personality traits. Now, the reasons why we're telling you about these personality traits so that you can self-reflect and then also point out what type of characteristics that you like in your mates. I think that's a very important thing. Instead of saying just stuff in general about what you like about people. So we get to dig deep and down inside and make you really think about yourself, and then also to what you are looking for when it comes to the opposite sex. All of this stuff is very important when it comes to compatibility and raising a family. You know, you don't want to be involved with somebody that you're not compatible with ultimately, because that will lead into some sort of separation or divorce. You want to make sure that you can work with your spouse on different things, because you're going to have challenges in your relationship that ultimately you both need to work as a team to get through. And so compatibility is very important. So you just don't pick people off of looks. You don't pick people off of what you're attracted to physically. It's deeper than that. It really is. So, and often at times you do really need to vet these people, have relatives and things, meet your spouse before you all get married or whatever the case may be. And then also too, you need to ask the hard questions before you get married. Besides, what colors do you like, or what's your favorite food, and all these other things. So, so that you don't regret who you are living with in the long run. So let's dive down into this. So,
yeah,
honey, would you like to go ahead and start first?
Sure. Like we mentioned with the male personality types that we covered, all of these personality types are kind of like a default. So a person can grow if they are, like we kind of talked about yesterday with the beta male. Same thing with the beta female. If she wants to, become more dominant or assertive, then she is likely to grow and put herself in the position that she wants to be based off of, however she feels. So, anyways, we can get started with the alpha female. So she is the one that's usually the very charming one, very intelligent, and knows how to deal with most difficult situations with ease. Nothing seems to really challenge her, or either she's always up for the challenge. She's very confident within herself. She usually is like the one that stands out among her peers, the rock star kind of, the one that guys often notice first, or even just within her own environment. She's often the one that's very noticed more than often. And she likes that. She likes to stand out within the crowd. She knows how to work a room, and she often has a plan for what she's doing when she's doing something. So it also says that she knows herself very well, so she may understand her worth, but at the same time, because she understands her worth, she may want more likely a beta male, because she feels she is super worthy of having someone cater to her, whether that's her husband doing whatever she feels he should do. Alpha females really try to cater and make their lives really centered on how they like things. So
Mhm.
very dominating in that sense. So they're usually paired well with the beta male. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
I would say relationship wise, as far as men, um, men don't try to be beta males, of course, but and then also too, you're going to have a hard time dealing with alpha females, being that men themselves are naturally supposed to be alphas. And you see that in the animal kingdom.
Mhm.
You don't see lionesses leading prides. You see the alpha male leading the pride. Same thing dealing with, gorillas and other animals like elephants. So when it comes down to relationships and things like that, now alpha males are great in the workplace, but
Alpha female.
alpha females are great in the workplace. Um, some in some cases, some people dread their alpha male, bosses, female bosses. To be honest with you, but some people get along with them because you always need leaders in the workplace, no matter
Mhm.
what. So you have to, you have to cater to the management style of these women, rather. And yeah, these are equivalent to the alpha males. They're very prideful. They have, I would say, you can see their ego. You can see their ego on them, and there's nothing wrong with it. That came from leadership skills and being in positions to where they were groomed for power. So these are people who thrive off of power. And like I said before, um, alpha females don't exist without some sort of beta female or male in societies.
Yeah. In romantic relationships, she's often very controlling. We kind of hit on that before,
Right.
but because of that, within her sector, she's
Right.
controlling.
I don't know how many people like to be, how many men like to be controlled or are happy in controlling relationships. Often at times that may, because men naturally like to be masculine.
Yeah.
They don't like to be demasculated in relationships. And that often lead men to be lonely, feeling lonely in relationships, and then ultimately not wanting to be in the relationship or operate properly in the relationship. So if you find out that you're in your relationship, alpha females, that your man is not trying to pay you any attention or give you any time, that may be the reason why he may be overbearing and too controlling in the relationship. So naturally, it doesn't work out well
Yeah.
for alpha females, because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of alpha females not necessarily look for beta males. They like to they themselves are attracted to what they like, and
Mhm.
that's power.
Well, who they are too
Right.
within themselves. Yeah.
Right. So that's the reason why those relationships with alpha females don't necessarily work out, because they do attract alpha males. And then
Mhm.
the alpha male all of a sudden realizes that, hey, this woman isn't as submissive as I thought she was, and it's not an enjoyable experience as far as me picking her as my wife.
Mhm.
So even though you're alpha female, you don't necessarily pick relationships. It's
Yeah.
still the man who proposes.
Right. Yeah. That's true. And kind of like you said, she wouldn't be submissive. Not only that, she'd probably be more rude, more blunt, because she would have no problem expressing herself and will, without hesitation, say what's on her mind, and won't kind of hold back. So
Right.
that can kind of be
Headstrong.
yeah, and within a relationship with another alpha male, it's just like
Headbutting.
fire all the time. Yeah, because you're
Mhm.
just like constantly fighting. Yeah. Yep. Now we can move on, I guess, to the beta female. So, of course, like the beta male, she is often considered as a good wife because of her submissiveness, very much like the beta male is considered, sought after husband because of his, yes man, more submissiveness. But they're also overly kind in nature, and with that, they're usually unreactive to you and or their spouse. So they're commonly one to avoid conflict. They'll push down their feelings. They'll not say what's on their mind or whatever, just so that they can kind of keep the peace within their relationship. So
Going through the motions.
yeah. Yeah. Also the beta female. So if you ever come across a beta female, she will usually never make the first move, even if she really is interested in you. She will definitely sit back and wait for you to do that. You are required to do all initiation. Don't expect that to, be her forte. It's just not. just comes along with it. Um, what else? So, also like kind of like when I was mentioning earlier about them having kind of, even if they have their own opinion that's different from their spouse, they will often not say it, or because they don't want to argue, or make themselves go get into a conflict with their spouse. They will often not even say anything, even if it's something that's really bothering them, so that can make them really be taken advantage of, especially if the spouse knows, like, oh, my partner is not going to argue with me over this, I can do whatever I want to do. So that's something to really be
That's
mindful
negative.
of. Yeah.
These women also have anxiety. They're anxiety driven pretty much. So they have problems because of those communication issues. They have a lot of anxiety and they don't know how to express themselves in the right way. So that's a red flag in these women as far as beta females.
Yeah.
And just learning how to be healthy social conversation, and encouraging these type of women to just communicate better, that give them a safe space to talk.
Yeah.
Because to me, to be honest with you, shutting down in relationships and arguments are not good. It only leads to future arguments later, and then also bad harbored feelings towards your spouse. Regardless if the beta female is married to an alpha male, because alpha males are leaders, even though they're leading the relationship, the household, head of household, they still want communication and feedback. So if you're having beta female qualities, try to resolve issues. Work on resolving issues instead of harboring them, because what's happening is that you're going to harbor resentment in your relationships, your relationship that you have, and also ultimately you explode, and then leading your husband wondering what's going on, because if you don't talk about, especially with dealing with alpha men, if you don't find the time to resolve issues, and then you're just exploding on him. Remember that conversation about hormones? You could throw that out the window, because it's not hormones, it's you. So the issue is you not communicating in the proper way, so that your spouse understands what's going on with you before it comes a problem.
Well, yeah, to also kind of the suppression, like the bottle aspect, when you put a cork in a bottle and you shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, just all the pressure eventually is going to react to an explosion. So the beta female just really ultimately is kind of creating the very situation that she doesn't want, because she wants to avoid the conflict, but ultimately in the end it happens, because within it's like the conflict, all the conflict
She
is
becomes
coming
the
from within.
conflict.
Exactly. Yeah. So your inner reality becomes your outer reality, which is just
It's
not something you
chaos.
really want. Yeah. Yep, exactly. One thing that we must note is that a beta female will often give a lot of herself to her relationship, but she will commonly be underappreciated for it and undervalued for it, because she, like I said, the taken advantage of part. So that can also be her not getting her own worth, kind of like the beta male within the workplace, not really going after the things that you really deserve, or doing the things you really deserve. Same thing with her. She wouldn't be getting the recognition for the things she deserves, kind of because she doesn't, I guess, actively seek to get those things.
Right. So it's important to communicate with praise and compliments with
Yeah.
beta females.
Yeah.
Guys. So in order to uplift your woman, make sure you give her extreme compliments. Compliment her daily, so that she can feel that she's appreciated.
Confidence.
Because these women don't draw confidence from themselves, and often feels as if they are not, pretty much what is it? Worthy. Yeah. They don't feel worthy. She never sees her true worth herself. Yep, exactly. So they're very sweet natured though.
Yeah,
and they bond with all people.
Yeah, and they can make great wives because of that.
Right.
And they're probably very reliable.
That's the ideal, to me. That's the ideal wife, because she's submissive. She's able to take direction. You just have to be kind and sweet to her as well.
Yeah,
in the
and that's the
relationship,
big
but to
part,
get her
yeah,
to
'cause she's
communicate and
sensitive,
constantly
yeah.
open up about things that may be bothering her, that's the hard part.
Mhm.
That's the biggest part, because that is where the arguments and all the issues will be led from, is the
Mhm.
fact that you just got to open up, you know.
Yeah. Which can be hard if you're really shy and you're not used to that. So that will take a patient man for sure. Having patience with,
Yeah, and it
yeah.
takes decades for these people. You got to understand, these are personality traits, and other people can't change these traits. It
Yeah.
takes the person to actually want to do that.
Mhm.
And self-help is probably by far one of the hardest things that people look for or try to do for themselves, to be honest with
Mhm.
you. And once you start recognizing these flags within yourself, then that's when you need to really start considering getting some sort of help to try to fix these things so that you can enjoy life, you
Yeah,
know.
definitely. Definitely. Well, up next. You want to
Yeah,
go?
the gamma female. The gamma female is the organized one. She knows what she wants, and she makes long-term plans to get it. The gamma female is going to go after what she wants in life, and there's very little that can be done to stop her.
Mhm.
She's very confident. Will also complete whatever she asks for,
Mhm.
and she's intelligent, goal oriented. She can be dominating and like to do things her way, much like the gamma male, but she can be cooperative if you are working towards the same goal. So that kind of reminds me of the alpha female in a way, but she's more so focused on goals and and achieving her own goals. So this is more so, but she can be cooperative though, working towards the same goal. This is like that power couple type stuff.
Mhm.
So, but the thing is that they didn't say that she's working towards the goals of others. So that's the kind of thing that may
You
be a
got to
red
talk about.
flag. Yeah, you need
Yeah.
to talk about that if you find a female mate, guys, and you see that she's very oriented, organized,
Yeah.
and you notice that she schedules time
Yeah. Which is good
accordingly. Yeah, it's
for a
very
wife. Yeah. It takes a wife to be very organized, especially with the household.
right.
It's a
That is
lot. It's
those are
full time.
gamma female traits.
Mhm.
And that she's very, very goal driven and nothing can stop her, which is amazing.
Yeah. It's nice to
Um,
have on your team. You think? Yeah.
right. That's a female, yeah, that's a female. But if you can get her to become your wife, um,
Yeah.
I think that as far as a alpha male is considered, that may work out.
Yeah. I guess that would be the only thing getting her to commit. If she's so goal driven, she may be so focused on, like,
Career.
her other goals. That's probably your career oriented woman where she's like, oh, I got to get from here to here within this amount of time. And I ain't thinking about no man right now. But,
Yep.
but she would probably make a great wife if she could just, shift her
Shift her
focus.
focus.
Yeah. To maybe get the husband and family down first and then go ahead and focus on your career, other things. Yep. Next up is the Omega female. So she's the introverted one. I think she's a lot more like the video game Omega male that we talked about yesterday because she's very comfortable on the couch watching movies. That's your Netflix and chill girl, That's where she feels.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's where she feels most comfortable, though. Definitely at home. So she's usually very reserved. It might take a lot to get her to open up to you. She's not going to, I guess, overindulge in the first conversation or so, So that would be something, if you meet her and can bring her out of her shell, that would be something that you would probably have to do a lot of the pulling, maybe with questions, trying to figure out a little bit about her. But also, she is usually the nerdy one, the very smart, intelligent, keep to yourself nerd, maybe tinkering with stuff, maybe liking to watch the History Channel, stuff like that. This would usually also make her independent. So a lot of Omega females are very independent because of that aspect of them being smart and kind of being nerdy and kind of being kind of focused on just that aspect of things and loving their solitude more than anything, that they really probably won't consider a relationship unless it feeds that knight in shining armor kind of inner fairy tale type love,
Right.
that she would kind of want to. So yeah.
These women, they end up alone. And the reason being is because it's very hard to find them out in public if you're always on your couch, and then also too looking for a fairy tale romance. I think we all know that that's very rare. Fairy, that's usually why it's called a fairy tale.
Yeah.
And
too much TV movies.
Right. And then it says, so she will often choose to be alone until she finds a man that fits that mold.
Yeah.
Good luck. Because
right.
There's one in a million. And then I hope you do find that man.
Yeah.
Omega female. But
yeah.
I would say that, in order to fix that, get out, be social. You're an introvert. The only way to work on that is to hang out with an alpha female. But Omega females are not going to feel comfortable in those settings that they are, independent, and they like they're being secluded in their home.
Yeah.
So, just get out, be social, try to join a club, like a book club or something. I don't know where do she's often a nerd. So where do nerds hang out?
Maybe go to the conventions. Nerds like conventions.
Comic-Cons.
Yeah, those are good ways to meet people. Yeah. So that might work. Especially if you come across a Omega male that's also into the video game Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, that's a fest for all of them. So yeah, there you have it. That problem solved.
Yep.
Go there to find your shy husband at the Comic-Con, Omega female. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna have a lot of fun there.
Yeah.
Do some of that where they dress up and stuff, with it cosplay. And then those people in the park, the cosplay people in the park.
Yeah.
That's where you'll find a lot of those
are usually nerdy too.
Yeah. So you'll find some Omega people there, and then also, you might find some alpha people there. Those be the those alpha nerds that are out there as well. So swinging swords and slapping sticks and shields and all that crazy stuff, or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's somebody out here for
everybody. Yep. We did those statistics. It was in America it's 50-50. So
one man for every
woman, pretty much.
Find your equal. That's the whole goal.
Get off the couch though. If you can get off that couch, Omega female, you have a chance to find somebody. So don't limit yourself.
Hit up Eventbrite. Remember, is that the place? Yeah, they have all the different. Eventbrite.com.
Yeah, that's fun. Omega females are fun. Ultimately, you just gotta get them off the couch.
Yeah, naked. You can make it. Next up is the Delta female. So, much like the Delta male, they are usually the ones with some type of traumatic past experience that is kind of affecting their behavior. Which is unfortunate because a lot like the Delta male, that's something that you have to work on. You really have to work on that. Yeah, it's so important. You will self-sabotage and hold yourself back so much by refusing to face those past traumatic experiences and learn the lesson that they were ultimately there for, so that you can grow from them. That's kind of hard though for some people, but it seems with Delta females in particular, they're usually battling their own insecurities, which makes them less likely to engage in social situations. They're pretty much a loner too. Yeah.
Well, because first you got to work through your traumas. And then, that's very misfortunate because Delta females often are products of their environment. Same thing as the Delta male. So, being raised wrong, broken homes, adopted, orphans, often at times these traits, those situations will turn someone into a Delta male or female. And it is important, like my wife said, to get help, get self-help, and ultimately get to the point where you can help yourself. Once you're to that point, then you can work on being social. So go ahead and join that Omega female out there and go to that Comic-Con and cosplay and swing swords and magic wizard wands and all that stuff, whatever they do, and then just go out there and be social, and then you will find someone. You will find someone, and ultimately, you will graduate out of that Delta female and enjoy life again.
Yeah.
Delta female.
Yeah, Delta females are also known to be realists too, which will actually help them in the long run because they're able to realistically put in perspective, okay, this is what's wrong with me, and let me look to better myself. That's kind of what separates them from a Delta male in the way, because a Delta male, men are usually less expressive of themselves, so they'll hold in what they're going through. A woman, we actually seek healing through expressing ourselves, so we'll seek to talk about something, and that actually will help to get it out. So that actually really helps the Delta female in the long run, even though she is commonly facing her own, insecurities and past traumas. So like you said, if she can definitely work through therapy and get, her mind back in order, she has great potential to move on to being a
wife, because the only thing that's wrong with you is that you're dealing with trauma. By all means, please do not get with a Delta male. You all will trauma bond, and y'all will stay stunted in your trauma and think that that's something normal every day. Case in point is Blueface and Krishan Rock.
You think so?
Those two people are trauma bonding. Yes,
their but they're also so dominating too. Like they stand out, like in the sense of their personalities. They're very strong personalities.
That's a facade. All of that is a facade due to trauma. That's what that is.
Could be,
Yeah. That's what I see.
But don't trauma bond. Yeah, you may think in the long run you're connecting and making a lasting relationship, but you're really not, because neither one of you all have healed. You're bringing in those unhealthy behaviors, and then you're just asking for like more unhealthy things to come from that. It's just
hurt people.
Disaster. Yeah,
people hurt people. So don't do that.
Yep, definitely not. Another point, Delta females, though, like we were talking about being good communicators, though, within the relationships, if they could actively talk about, this is what I've gone through, I'm giving you the heads up, like these are my triggers, like, yada, 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 you have a great chance of being able to communicate, at least within a relationship, not with the Delta male, but, maybe another male who, maybe even an alpha male who could help lead you in the way of giving you confidence within yourself, and then actually helping you along the way of gaining more knowledge of yourself too, by allowing you to kind of
and be careful. Just be careful what type of alpha male you choose to entertain, because the alpha male can often take advantage of a woman who's been through a traumatic experience.
That's a good point.
And then same thing as a Sigma male too. Since Sigma males are very good at persuasion
and manipulation,
be careful. So pay attention to those signs, Delta females, because you all have to really guard yourselves, and then also to tear down your own walls so that you can be fixed, marriage fit, so you can be marriage fit for your husband, for your future husband. So these are ways that can help. Like I said, those are the things that a Delta female can do to help herself to be marriage fit and find a spouse.
One last point though about them too is that they like to take things slow because of their trauma, which is important to do as well. So because you need to protect yourself not to take on any more traumatic experiences, really do take things slow when you enter your relationship, like you're more apt to do anyway, because that really helps, establish a good foundation. You become friends first, and then you build a trust, and you're able to, build something more from that. So
I think that's probably the most positive trait out of all of these female types, is that the fact that Delta females take time to know their lover and prefer to just be friends first, starting off. That is by far, I would advise all of these female types to actually, take time to know who you're jumping into a relationship with, instead of just jumping into head over heels into a relationship. So taking time out, that's good. Start off as friends first,
take things slow. always the best relationships come from that. And I think you could probably, in that sense, you can probably relate more too, because your partner will understand, your spouse would understand, this is what you've been through, like we mentioned earlier, understanding your triggers and stuff, and how they can really like help with that and not,
Mhm.
I guess escalate things or make things worse, or
I think a beta male would be a good spouse for a Delta female.
You think so?
They're submissive and
Yeah.
they'll be fine with taking time.
And good listening.
Mhm.
Yeah, they'll listen. Yeah, and they won't try to take so much of an advantage or a
Right.
dominating role.
Role.
They would let the Delta woman kind of lead that, bringing them out of their shell type thing, and how fast the relationship progress in a way. Yeah,
Right.
that's very true. Yeah, that could work out very well. Interesting. Call us up. Let us know. Have you ever been in a relationship with a Delta female or a Sigma male, or any of these that we are going through? It's a call-in show. So link in the description, definitely. The last one though is the single female. The Sigma, the single Sigma female. Let me just say that. So the Sigma female is strong and stubborn, like the alpha woman, but she is too proud to hang around with a lot of people. So the lone wolf, a lot like the Sigma male. Probably because like she doesn't like to conform to what everybody else is doing. She really doesn't care about trying to be like anybody else or fitting in with the crowd. She's doing her own thing. She's unique within that. So it's kind of cool about the Sigma female.
Yeah, but other than being strong and stubborn,
Yeah.
she is too proud to hang around with a lot of people. That's fine. You don't really want a boisterous female woman as your wife per se. Some men might like that, but um too proud to hang around with a lot of people. Yep. So I mean that's good. She could be family oriented, I think.
Maybe not
Um
want to go out to the club and stuff.
right. Opinions of others do not matter to her, and she isn't interested to impress anyone. Yes, those are good wife qualities. She just knows what she wants and she's ready to chase it no matter what. She loves to win and prove others wrong. I don't know if that's good in a relationship, because we did the competition thing,
Yeah.
and we talked about competition in a relationship, and it's not fruitful at all. It's more so a headache and a hindrance than being productive.
Yeah. So you really want to make sure y'all are on one accord,
Right.
Going for the same goals. Like we talked about, being a resolution for competitive couples. Make sure y'all are,
Right.
on the same accord, working towards the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another red flag, she can be hot-headed like an alpha female. Ooh, you don't want that, fellas. You don't want that in your relationship. She won't stand for anything she considers a put down.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a loner like the Sigma male. She loves her time alone, which is nothing wrong with that, but you can't raise a family by yourself.
Yeah.
So if she does desire to be married, she wants it to be with the best of the best, to be with the best of the best man.
Okay.
So often at times, Sigma female, good luck trying to find that best man. It's more so a lot of people, especially in our 30s or after college, you are in a situation where there are fewer people around you.
Yeah.
So as far as trying to find your mate, often at times people marry from what? From their church, their job place, or grocery store.
Right. Yeah.
To be honest with you, once you get past your 30s or higher up in your 20s, you're in bed by 10 o'clock.
Right.
So I remember those days, what they call it, vamping, when you would stay up late through the night, especially in college. Nah, it's not going to happen.
24-hour days.
Right.
Yeah.
So Sigma females, loners, love her time alone. She desires to be married. She wants it to be the best of the best man, like we said, which is handsome, rich, and super successful.
Yeah.
So she wants to be married to a high value man.
Yeah. Because she considers herself of
Right.
high demand.
Right.
So that would be something that she would,
So my advice to Sigma females, if you can't find that man within arm reach, then encourage and inspire that man that is entertaining you. And if you want to be married, then ultimately you can engage with this man, inspire, and support this man to become a high valued man.
Yeah.
So it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, you can't change people because that man is him. He himself has to desire to be a high valued man. So that's the
Yeah.
only way that's going to work. What else?
Yep.
The
That
Sigma
is true.
woman prefers to have an alpha male as her husband. She will be loyal and will always remember what you have done for her.
Mm-hmm.
She has no problem getting the attention of men because Sigma females are usually very attractive. So that's those exceptional women
Mm-hmm.
qualities. Very,
Mm-hmm.
very attractive women.
Mm-hmm.
She will draw attention wherever she goes, but unlike alpha females, she does not enjoy it. So it's the opposite of the alpha female who loves to look pretty and go out and knows she looks good.
Mm-hmm.
The Sigma female doesn't care about her looks. She knows she
Mm-hmm.
looks good, but she doesn't really give it a second thought
Mm-hmm.
that about men and compliments, and actually she doesn't like it, so she'll go to the grocery store, get compliments, and then look at you weird.
Well, not more so that she doesn't like it, but just more so she's non.
She
She
just says
doesn't.
she does not enjoy
Yeah.
it, so
Well,
that means you don't
yeah.
like it. So
Yeah.
if you don't
More
enjoy
that she's
something, you
just
don't
like
like
more like not that she doesn't.
it.
More
Does.
like.
If you don't
Yeah, I get
enjoy
what
something,
you're
somebody
saying.
call
Yeah,
in. If you don't enjoy something,
get
then
what you're
what is it called? You don't like it.
Yeah, or you, or you just don't like find pleasure in it. You're just like
You don't like it.
You're not biased to it. You're what's it called when
don't
you
say
just
that,
have
not
like
biased, honey.
what's it called though when you just like have
Melancholy.
Yeah, kind of, but when you're just not reactive to
That's
something
what that
where
is.
where you're
just like
yeah.
flatline. It's just
It just doesn't give you a raise, it doesn't give you a drop, like it doesn't really phase you at all.
Well, this thing says does not enjoy it, so she doesn't
Yes, that
enjoy
was
those
the
those
research.
weird
Yeah.
compliments from those gamma males who are in her DMs complimenting her with
Like,
those soft, sensitive, "Oh, you look wonderful today. I like your hair" compliments. She doesn't really care for those.
No,
So
not
those
at
are
all.
the Sigma female qualities.
Unfazed.
Right.
Yeah, unfazed.
She
That's the
will
word.
she will draw attention. Oh yeah, okay, we already did that. This comes off elusive, like the Sigma male.
Yeah, because she's mysterious. Like she's like, well, dang, how do I get you? Like with the Sigma males, they're trying to not indulge too much. Like you don't really know if they like you or not if you're paying attention to because you got to give them so much attention in order for them to give you
No, you will like a Sigma. No, if a Sigma likes you because he's trying to persuade you to do something. They're persuasive.
Your attention, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the sense of like always being able to give you attention, like or always giving you that attention, they're not really wanting to do that. You wouldn't really, I guess, know too much because they're not going to be super romantic or shower you with all this stuff. They're kind of like
who Sigma males?
Yeah,
yes,
Sigma
they will.
males. Really?
Yes, they will. Because
well, that was yesterday.
Yeah, they're trying to persuade you. So if there's something that they want from you, they're gonna do it like a spy. So like James Bond. So I don't know if you ever watched James Bond. If he wanted to do something, they will gather intelligence and then execute based on those intelligence, all that information that they got from you, know what you like, and then they'll give you your box of chocolates and flowers, warm you up, and get whatever they want from you. That's how that works.
Yeah, I think I was talking more so in the sense of if you like them, you won't really know if they're because they won't give you a lot of too much attention.
Well, yeah, if they're not interested in you, then they're not.
Yeah, and you just won't know. Like you just be giving them so much attention, but they'll be kind of nice to you, but
right.
not really.
If they don't like you, you will know.
Yeah, because they won't pay you any attention. Yeah.
But if you know, if they do like you, you'll know because they're trying to persuade you to do something and occupy your time with calculation. Though they're very calculated about it because they don't like wasting their time. And then what else?
The Sigma female can be quick to fall in love and get emotionally attached. But this only happens to someone she really feels is worth it. So yeah.
So same thing. I mean, that's like the Sigma male too, because he will. The Sigma man will fall in love with somebody that he, like I said, if he's gathering intelligence, calling her best friend, like, hey, what does she like to do on the weekends and stuff like that. They're very calculated. They're very drawn to what they like. And so they want to know more about it, and so how they can approach and execute and get the opposite, get their part, get that person that they're interested in into their life to gather to occupy their time and
Yeah.
entertain them. So
Yeah.
the Sigma female, like they said, is similar to the Alpha female in
Probably
the
good
way.
with a beta male if
What is Sigma
able to
female?
help.
Or either, to be honest with you, another Sigma male. I can see that a Sigma female and a Sigma male could actually work together, but there's also
Yeah.
say prefers an alpha male also too as well. But usually
Yeah.
alpha men,
They're very similar though, so we could see
yeah,
that.
they're
Yeah.
similar, but as far as um having a wife, alpha men wants wives, and they're more so compatible with beta females, or either if they can help a omega female find her potential, then that's who they will be more so drawn to.
Yeah.
Or if they like nerdy type females, then maybe a shy gamma female um may be able to occupy an alpha male's time. But all in all, regardless of what type these females are, men choose the relationships, but we've given you all the characteristics of both male
Mhm.
and females. And so, this is a great time to reflect on your personality type, what you like, and listen to what we said, and then try to see if you can find the qualities in the person you're dealing with and see if you're compatible.
Yeah.
This goes beyond the whole zodiac thing. It actually puts it all of this under a microscope and into, what is this, five basic characteristics or personality types, in which you can figure out which ones you like and enjoy. And this is hopefully will alleviate any trial and error. That is if it's six, one, two,
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5, 6. Yep, 6. Eliminate any trial and error. Hopefully, if you are able to decisively figure out what type of characteristic traits you're dealing with in
Yeah.
your spouse or your suitor, or boyfriend or girlfriend. This is information that I wish I had when I was younger,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, so that I can pay attention to the type of personality types, and then ultimately um you know compare my compatibility based on the personality of a female and what she does. um what
Yeah.
kind of female would you say you are?
I don't know. I don't even think I fall like completely into one exactly.
Hmm. Like a hybrid?
Yeah, because I don't know. I've lived such a dense life. I have lots of life experiences, and I've had, lots of different roles that I've had to take on. So I guess it kind of makes me a little more fluid. So I don't know exactly what kind of female I would be per se. But I mean, like I said, kind of when it comes to the the male personality types and traits, just these all are things that can be built upon or not. It's really all personal choice whether or not you are going to take the natural habits that you have and make them better, or if you're going to, not do anything at all and just be the way you are. But hopefully you choose to take on that challenge and work on your maybe not so appealing habits and get more appealing habits, so that if you are, like, for example, a delta female and you have gone through a traumatic past. I was once a delta female who went through a traumatic past, and I had to do the work to heal from that situation so that I can understand the lesson and then also be smart about what the next situation that I get myself into. So then at the same time, I have had to be an alpha female. I was on my own at 16 years old, so I had to literally take care of myself. So from that, I had to be headstrong and go out and make decisions and stand
That's
out
a
and do
Sigma
the
female.
well, I mean, the alpha female in the sense of I had to like go out there and stand out in the crowd and like make myself, stand out in the sense of gotta survive. So, there's just things I think I've been a little bit of all of them. The omega female, I was at one point very introverted. I think even still now I'm still pretty introverted, where I'm very private. I like my privacy and stuff like that. And I also need my time alone. So Yeah. And then the beta female, I'm naturally a very nice, friendly female that comes from that traumatic past. I want to treat people right. That's a decision I made in my head as a young girl, that, you know, I was going to always be friendly and nice and loving to a person because I didn't want them to feel how I felt when I went through traumatic experiences. So,
And
you know,
submissive.
yeah, and submissive. Yeah. I mean, that's naturally, I'm very feminine. So that's kind of, you know, but I don't think I'm a beta anymore in the sense of I will voice my opinion if I'm feeling, you know, hurt about something like that too. So, you know, but then, yeah, definitely the Sigma. I think more so now than anything, I probably lean towards being I don't know, but then a Gamma or maybe a Sigma female. That's what I said. I don't think I fall into any one category. And if you're a woman like me, maybe you don't fall into any one category, or a male, maybe you don't fall into any one male category. Like I said, your life experience will give you a range of things. But overall, yeah, I really just think if you can take the best traits within who you are and then just make that to allow you to be a good person and the full scheme of the picture, then I think overall you'll fare well, where it doesn't really matter so much.
What does faring well mean?
I have successful relationships. I think that's a big one, to have successful relationships, maybe to be focused on the direction of your life, not so much stunted by your past. You're aware of things you need to fix, so you're able to have growth. That's something that is really, really important in general.
Well, I
And
mean,
then also confidence.
if the woman is looking to be a great wife, it says beta female. She needs to be focused on being a beta female.
I mean, but like, again, it's all subjective, because not every husband wants a beta female. Again, at the same time, some men like again, some beta males like alpha females, where they'll more likely take the backseat role, or even like an alpha male may, you know, like a delta female or a sigma female, just because they are going for more of that power couple type thing. So I think it just really depends on your overall everybody's values and purpose and kind of what they really envision their life to be. I think, for example, the Omega female who's, you know, good staying at home on the couch, not really want to do a lot of things, she could very well learn how to be submissive like the beta female and still make a great wife to an alpha male, because of her ability to not want to go out and do stuff and just be focused on the family. You know, that's just pretty much all she can do. So I think, yeah, like I said, I think every person has the potential to become what they want to do if they can just really focus on what makes up what it is that you want to be. Like, what are the qualities that make you this thing, you know, whatever it is that you want to, you know, do in life. And if you can align yourself with that, you will definitely get into alignment and attract your end goal. So, yeah. My little spill on that. But yeah, I think this is cool, really, to see. And if, like you said, if everybody just takes in and understands kind of these traits are out here. And I know it's big on zodiacs. Everyone wants to say, oh, what's your zodiac? I'm trying to figure out personality traits too, and what a person is naturally going to be drawn towards acting like, and how you could possibly benefit from being in a relationship with them if your traits match.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then also too, look at it and review your spouse's personality traits as well. Or either if you have suitors, look at their personality traits, men and women, because ultimately you're going to want the best personality traits that complement yours.
Yeah.
So if you're an alpha male, a bad decision will most likely be that you're trying to go for an alpha female.
Yeah. Although she looks good.
Right.
Yeah.
That is like,
I'm
glad you mentioned that, because we men are visual people. We normally go for looks and what we find to be attractive, you know, like curves, you know, the woman with curves, and things like that. But ultimately, it may not be the best thing for you. You know, those may be deadly curves. These are dangerous curves ahead, like that road sign. Those might be dangerous curves for you. So don't base your decisions off of looks. But by all means, though, if you're, a fit man or a fit woman, doesn't mean that you have to go and pick somebody who's unfit and out of shape.
Right.
You know, you don't have to compromise your decisions in that way.
Yeah.
Either.
I think that's what would make for example, the alpha male would be more attracted to a fit woman because of that.
But
the look wise, how they care about looks,
right?
You know?
But
so
personalities but also often the times that just means that they have discipline,
right?
So that personalities, you know, of these people not necessarily will be compatible.
That's true, because they're both hot-headed,
right?
You know, and you don't want that. And even still, they could kind of steal each other's shine. Like we were saying with the beta female, she would be really supportive for an alpha female because she wouldn't be interested in stealing your shine at all. You know, like it would be more so of playing that back role, or even the omega female, yeah, even her too, because she's so introverted. But you know, she's very smart, so maybe she could help, you know, with your business and stuff.
Alpha male would love an omega female.
Yeah.
Being that, yeah, he would love.
Yeah, or gamma one, because she's very organized and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, in a way. I think a beta male would enjoy a gamma female also.
Yeah, I think that's why they said beta males make good husbands, more so because they're really fluid with the man. The woman kind of leads that relationship more. So if you get any dominant woman, especially in the nowadays, the independent, I make enough money, what you got type women that we have,
right?
They do fairly well with beta males.
A kind woman though, because a beta male would be tired of being, you know, nagged at home. Constantly being nagged at home.
But you know, that's unfortunate though too, because beta males are taken advantage of. Although they're tired of it, they might not speak up, and then they could be the ones that are getting abused.
But that's what's going to happen, because he shuts down. So the beta male will shut down and then develop trauma and ultimately become a delta male.
Right. Wow. So
yeah. You have to understand that these things are fluid, and then also be mindful of your own attitudes and how you inflict them on your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend, because you would knock them down into another set of personality types, depending on their personality.
Yeah.
So if they don't have a strong personality and they're like a beta female, then you can knock them down into being a delta female. And then you know, and then the man is like, what's going on? Like, excuse me, why are you changing? Like,
right. Yeah. So we're going to cut these videos down into smaller clips so that you guys can really go back and see the gamma female, the omega female, the different breakdown of it, and definitely go back and compare it to our last video with the beta males, the alpha males, the whole spectrum of 6 personality types for the male and the female. Go back and review it and really see where you fit in, and then where you could get another person to fit in. So. Yeah, this has been really fun. Tomorrow, I love tomorrows because it's Marriage Fit Friday. So tune in tomorrow for Marriage Fit Friday. Please call in, guys. We want to talk to you guys. Seriously, I know you guys are really listening.
I mean, we can talk about talk about any and everything. That's going on. You can talk to us and talk about your situation on your relationships,
or get advice from us.
Get advice.
We've been through.
If you're lacking a relationship, wondering what you can do to try to find your spouse, your mate, like we've stated, those statistics, it's pretty 1-to-1 out here in America. So
find your equal.
You can find your equal.
I think this is very humbling too, because it kind of, although I was more like, oh, I'm fluid with it, I think in a sense, if you could figure out where you really are closest to the T, then you could really understand where your best partner would come from. And I guess work towards finding your equal, because I think that's really about not having too much of a lofty dream on who your spouse could be.
Right.
Who is that? We talked about that. The omega female. She loves her romance movies. So she has lofty romantic dreams on who her man is going to be. And often it might not be her equal. And she could really miss out on a great love because you're
right. Your head is in the clouds. And that's kind of like the delta male, because the delta male was the lofty dreamer and blamed everyone because he didn't achieve his goals of being a procurement manager.
Right. Or whatever it is you want to do. Yeah, definitely delta males, delta females, work on yourself. Everybody work on yourself first, understanding your traits, where you are and how you can better yourself.
Right. That's by far the best starting point is here. Is these traits. And then you can build off of those so that you can become what you want to become ultimately.
Yeah.
You know, if I wanted to be a gamma male one day and just lay up on the couch and play video games all day, then I could do that.
Right.
You know, I mean, and like you said, honey, like these traits are fluid, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
by choice, because everybody has choice. That is the beautiful thing that God created, was choice.
right. So
Yeah.
out of all of this, what we're giving you is ways to prevent risks.
Mhm.
This is a good tool for risk management when you're out here dating, whether you want to figure out who you want to occupy your time.
Yeah.
Always think about risk management. I always preach this because you're trying to not make mistakes that you can't take back.
Yes.
Mistakes that you have made that's ruining your life. And we'll probably talk about those type of mistakes later on. But if you want more information on these type of things and risk management in your life, please, by all means, go to www.wifeconomics.com. My wife has set up great courses for women to become wives, women to provide their self-help to themselves. Those Delta women out there, that's a great tool for you all to start your own journey. If you are a gamma female and want to learn more, there's a place that you can learn more on your own. Gamma females and Sigma females, you loners out there. And then also to the Delta females who are going through trauma. Wifeconomics.com, I promise you, is a great place for you to start.
Yeah, and I honestly think, truth be told, I think God gave me such a versed life, a very diverse life of all the experiences that I've gone through, so that I could relate to a wide variety of women. Like, it's probably not much that I haven't experienced within my life, honestly, which is a gift and a curse to say. So I'm very relatable, and I understand. I've probably been there, and I can definitely, my get up muscle is real strong. So our whole first week of the Wifeconomics course is really getting into self-care and building yourself up so that you can be a full wife ready to serve, because that's really what being a wife is all about: serving not only your family, but serving from yourself too, creating the best life that you can for yourself. So yeah,
go out there and create families.
Yes.
So that's what we're trying to do, and stay together.
Yes.
Please, people, raise these children, raise your children. And then love one another.
Create good families first. Good husband and wife coming together. It's such something that's, I guess, not as much sought after like it was before, but guys, a man and a woman coming together, that's how you build a community. That's how you ultimately build a good, solid foundation for not only the man and the woman, but our future generations. So yeah, we want to help and really help get this going and created and stop the rift that's come between the man and the woman, because it's not good. We were meant to be together. So let's do this, guys. All right.
All right. You all have a good night.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.